If you could, flip over your card so that you can see the top hat. Does anybody see the top hat? Okay, cool, cool, cool. Does anybody see the arrow pointing up? There should be an arrow pointing up. Does anybody see that? Yeah. Does anyone see the finger, saying, we're number one? Yeah, yeah. Does anybody see like the house, the architectural house drawing or log cabin? Yeah, yeah. Does anybody see anything else in this photo, in this picture?
Movie camera?
A movie camera. Okay. Someone else said they saw a fly. A duck with messed up legs. Okay, a sink with water dripping. Oh, I like that example. I have to use that. A faucet. Yeah. And someone said they saw fly. The word fly. Huh.
Where?
Does anybody else see it?
Oh, I get it. Oh, God.
Okay, so you see fly. Okay. Do you see fly? Okay. It's like, we're number one.
Sorry?
Nope.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
So, fly is if you take your finger and go just like this, your two fingers, and go just like this, across the top and across the bottom, what do you see?
I don't see a finger either.
Just like that. What do you see in between your fingers?
Oh, I have it upside down. Okay.
Well, yeah. If you have it upside down, that might even be trickier.
Okay.
But if you put one finger at the bottom of the card and one at the top, what do you see?
Love that.
Yeah. Okay, if you don't see it now, you'll see it later, and that'll work out for you. Yeah, I created a scotoma. How did I create a scotoma for you in doing that?
You had us looking at everything but
I had you looking at everything but what?
Oh.
the word fly.
But the word fly.
That's the obvious, isn't it?
All right? I had you looking at everything but the word fly. How could that relate to our development as young people growing into adults?
Miss the obvious.
You missed the obvious. Okay? Yeah. What else? What could be the leap you could take from this exercise to your own life? Go, say that again. Look at more than what other people say, right? Could it be that our parents, I'll use my parents as an example. They did the best they could, just off top. My dad worked days and nights, and my mom did her thing and went to school and blah, blah, blah. They did the best they could with what they knew and the resources that they had. For me, some of that stuff was not enough. It wasn't enough. They gave me what their truth was, and for some of that stuff, that wasn't my truth. In some cases, I was smarter than they thought I was. And sometimes, go ahead, I'm sorry. Oh. Yeah, so they told me things that were true, that they thought were true about me. They pointed me to the things that they thought I needed to know about the world and tried to equip me with things that they thought I needed to know. And some of those things, it's not my truth. It's not the world that I lived in. So, watch who you listen to, because the people you listen to can try to tell you about you, or try to tell you what's important for them to know about you, or what they think you should know, as opposed to what you should know about yourself. They can build scotomas for you, just like I did with this activity. I showed you what was important to me. It was important for me to trick you and not let you see the fly, right? What things did I gain by doing that, by tricking you and not allowing you to see what was really there? What do you think?
Power.
Power, yeah. That's a total power trip. If I can see fly and I can misdirect you, then I get power out of that, right? What other things can people get by misdirecting you? What are their benefits? What, they gain a lot. Like what? What kinds of things do they gain?
Insight. They gain an insight over you.
Okay, so they gain an insight over you. They become powerful over you, right? They are in the know and you are not.
So knowledge is power.
Knowledge in this case is power, right? So if you know, and you know other people don't know, you know, have you ever had a juicy piece of gossip, and you're like, ooh, if I could tell you, you know, you could have this juice too. All right, but that gives a sense of power. So I want you to think about how does that relate to our own lives, and in what ways are people setting up scotomas for us or telling us about who they think we are? I know that there are some teachers, you know, when growing up said, you know, you should be this or you should be that. Those people didn't know me. They were telling me what they thought, or I fit some kind of characteristic of somebody that they saw before that looked kind of like me or acted kind of like me. Go ahead.
They also do it in a negative way. You can't do certain things.
Right.
Well, that's the whole point.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep, it's so much what you're conditioned to learn. And, you know, sometimes people have really good intentions, but until you can get to the point where your self-talk starts to determine your outcome and what you see and what you can do, then that's when you become empowered. And we'll talk about power mode and weak mode a little later. And we'll talk about those concepts. So be a careful listener. Let's turn to page 9.